Okay. All right. Official recording in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Hello, hello.
This is D.
This is Lynn.
Project Airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a doozy today. We're gonna have a blast.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Like a Jimmy Neutron blast?
Yeah. A brain blast?
Isn't that what that is? Got a blast?
That's a brain blast. Oh,
Yeah.
he says that when he's
Got a blast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing.
Yeah.
All right.
But
You take the lead. No, what? I forgot about that show, Nickelodeon. You take the lead, good sir. I don't know what the fuck we're doing today.
I know, it's crazy. So there's been a lot of stuff going on. Like we always say, we try to keep it somewhat positive, but shenanigans have been going on. So that's what we're going to talk about. One of the things I wanted to talk about was this Orange County, Florida deputy. Her name is Shelby Abramson. She's 29, and she's currently being reprimanded for making TikToks while on the beat. Multiple videos of her on TikTok. Of course, she has amassed a huge following, not just because she's wearing the outfit and the badge, but obviously because she's making TikTok videos and they're current. The biggest issue is she's being kind of, I guess you could say, reprimanded for unbecoming conduct and insubordination. So from how I heard it initially, when she first started doing it, it wasn't too bad. People didn't agree with it, but they kind of allowed it to happen. The problem was she was doing it on the clock. She was also in uniform, but I guess the music she was using had profanity and figurative language.
It's the music that's actually listed in TikTok. My thing is, and then like I said, we were going to talk about this prior to, because I don't really know a lot about this topic, because I could really give a fuck less.
Fair.
It's more or less, if you're in a profession that requires you to be actively focused on something,
yes,
like, I don't know, being a cop,
right,
the last thing you need to be doing is posting a TikTok video of whatever the fuck you're doing,
right,
because that's a different profession. If you're bagging groceries at a grocery store, then yeah, of course. If you're flipping burgers at McDonald's, then sure, why not? But if you're actually doing something that's high value where people depend on you, it's like the equivalent of a surgeon going into surgery and then showing their routine before they go into surgery on TikTok. Like, your job is to be prepping because you're going to save somebody's life. So then why the fuck would you take your time?
And that's what I was talking about, because just like you said, doctors, during COVID, we had a bunch of nurses doing TikToks in the hospital. There was a lot of backlash for that because we were like you said, do your fucking job. Like, we get it. You want to do TikTok, you want to make videos, whatever, do that off the clock. Take off the uniform, just be you, and then do what you got to do. But when it comes to you representing the force now, your entire police force, then you're setting off an image. Now, of course, she's gotten mixed reviews. Some people are in favor of her doing it because she's not doing anything sexual in the imagery. She's not like slowly.
So what is it that she's actually even doing?
It's literally just her doing TikTok. So those stupid dances people do. They'll do like a little memorized dance. They'll have the song in the background. That's all she's doing.
You know what's crazy is that was when TikTok first happened. But if you look at a lot of TikTok now, there isn't a lot of that. People
not
aren't
as much,
doing dances to mimic the things out anymore because it's old. It
is, but it's kind of it's that thing of how do you know what's going to be the next popular thing? Because at one point it was the challenges. Everybody was doing a challenge. Every 5 seconds, somebody and their mom was making up a challenge. We had the Tide Pods and all that ice water bucket or whatever, all those dumb challenges. So then it became dancing. So it's like, what's going to be the next thing to pop off that people are going to kind of sacrifice their lives for? Because we are the people, I guess you could say, putting their lives in danger trying to make TikToks. In like places they shouldn't be, restricted areas, facilities, things like that.
Survival of the fittest. That's the way that you weed them out. Weed them out. If they're dumb enough to do dumb shit,
that's
let
what
them
I'm
do
saying.
dumb shit.
If you're playing Pokemon Go and you walk off the side of a cliff, I'm sorry that happened, but hey, you probably shouldn't be procreating. I'm just saying. But that's why I mainly brought this up was, the older we get, the more we're seeing phones and videos and people using their technology to just record everything in their life. Somebody took a dump and it was shaped like Moses. They're going to make a TikTok video of it. And it's like, but why? You know what I mean?
What?
People, they record.
Where did you get that?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Have you been doing that? Is that what you did?
No.
If I look on TikTok, will that be a
This one has a beard.
That's weird.
This one's got one eye.
That's gross.
It's just, I don't understand why people have to broadcast their entire privacy on the internet.
My aspect about it is and this is me coming from my position, at least with my job, it can be considered, yes, it's relatively close to what law enforcement does. I'm very in the field with everything that happens with this town. We have completely, if we compared your job to my job, it's a day and night difference.
Oh, yeah.
Your is more analytical and it's in a
Yes.
technical aspect from an enclosed area. Opposed mine's is more out in the field, seeing what's going on around town and stuff like that. So with this transition, it's like, we'll jump into the next topic after about what I was doing last week. The reason why we're an episode behind is because I had to go through some special training, become a fucking Avenger, just obnoxious amount of physical activity that I wasn't prepared to do. But going from that to this week of just me being in a fucking office, you get bored.
It
drives you crazy. I could only look at my phone for so long to where I'm like, this is fucking miserable.
Right.
And with people like that, I'm assuming, because I don't know Orange County, Florida. I mean, until recently, I thought there was only Orange County in California. With there being something going on out there probably is a lot of downtime. And
there is.
You try to find ways to mentally prepare your mind to just fucking deal with it, because the concept of someone saying, oh, this is easy money, you can only finesse easy money for so long until you're like, I'm fucking bored. My mentality won't snap onto this. I need to be doing something. I was so goddamn bored today at work because we had so many guest speakers. We had investigations and surveillance talking about their job. And it's like the equivalent of somebody telling me what they do at the DMV.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you process papers.
Whoop-de-doo.
Okay, you know how to, someone's showing me how they know how to knit a quilt and going step by step. I do not care what it is that you do, because it is not something that brings my attention.
Right.
But what brings people's attention, the equivalent of doing a YouTube video to a YouTube short, is people will click on shorts, because our attention span is limited to a capacity of 15 to 20 seconds. Opposed to if I see a video like, oh, I want to watch this, and then I see it's 30 minutes long, I'm like, no, never mind.
Right.
You flip to
You
the
don't
next
have
thing.
the time.
That's an attention grabber, because she's trying to pass the time in order to make her job go by better.
Right.
So I don't even know if it's more or less a viral thing to make things look important, opposed to, all right, I have nothing else to fucking do, and this is helping me kill time.
It's a double-edged sword, because according to her, they got a statement from her, or at least one of the statements she made, that she was trying to make the Force seem more human. After everything we dealt with the whole BLM riots and just everything that happened throughout COVID, how cops were getting defunded and police were getting fired left and right, and this and that. And, it was one of those things, and I get where she's coming from. She's trying to humanize. She's trying to let people know, hey, we're still human. We're still people just like you. We can make stupid ass videos just like you and have fun. However, that's like the military. When you see the military, you want to have that show of force, that respect, that that title of, I'm, military police, I'm a sergeant general such and such, corporal such and such. It carries weight. If somebody sees you, claiming to be, whatever rank in military, and you're fucking doing a TikTok in a pink tutu, it's going to give a different perception to people than what initially you were you were trying to put out there. So I get it, especially being security, coming from a security background. Everything is about your image. You want to have that show of force. You want to be a deterrent to people. You also want to command respect, and you want to make sure people know that you are a enforcer of the law, and that is to be admired, respected, and obeyed. Not looked down upon, like how we used to make fun of cops for eating donuts. It's like, okay, now is it going to be an issue? So that's the biggest reason I wanted to bring that up is people are pretty split on it. Some people saying kind of harsher punishment for this, make her an example. Other people are saying, well, leave her alone, let her do what she's doing. My thought process is, just to wrap this portion of it up. Yeah.
What she eats doesn't make me shit.
Pretty much.
So why should I care?
I agree.
If it was something demoralizing as her like skinning a fucking cat on live videos or shooting somebody or doing something, but it's like, it's the equivalent of she's doing something that's entertaining herself. It's not affecting her line of duty.
There you go. It
doesn't stop crime from being committed or being, reciprocated and things like that. So why is this a topic?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
Why are you, just because everybody else is bored, they need something to pick at? What she eats doesn't make me shit, so why the fuck should it be a problem?
And that's what I mean. It's like, things have changed from where we came up. You
being a dead horse at the end of the day.
So
I don't care.
I like keeping it that way. You won't be seeing me do any weird stuff like that for a while. Hopefully.
Liar. Quitter. Liar.
So we'll keep an eye on it. Please let us know if you see any more stories like this, or if you've heard any more stories like this. We would definitely love to talk about it, give you our 2 cents. kind of see where things are going from here. All right, on to the next one.
Bye.
All right.
You boy.
This one's yours.
Is it? What are we talking about?
Kick it off. What were you doing last week?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we're going
Yeah.
over that. Okay, so this is me being me, doing the things that I do. I'm so tired.
Is there a time you're not you?
I don't know. My shit's all over the goddamn place. I'm trying to my best effort at being a responsible adult. There's that mentality, and I don't know if it's because of the heat. It's something I want to touch on as well.
Mm-hmm.
This inability to feel like you can't gain any traction with no matter how much work you put in to be better. I keep seeing these motivational speakers and people saying that you just have to keep grinding and push and push and push and push, and then it's like it just seems like a lot of horse shit, because I'm hearing it from people that they're successful in their own nature, but then it's nothing relating to people that are living in this town.
Yeah.
I can't find a whole lot of motivational speakers that live in Vegas and like, oh, this is what I did to make my first million. It's people that live in different parts of the country, different parts of the world, which
I'm
by
sure
all
they're
means,
out there.
I feel like it's a cool thing to visualize, but
Yeah.
with the amount of effort I've been putting in with, something new to the system is I'm trying to purchase my first home. I'm almost there. I mentioned this last year. Back at it again.
Yes.
I'm in escrow now for a new spot, but it's just fucking hurdle after hurdle. After the inspector went through and found out there's a bunch of little things that need to be fixed, I have to hope that the person that I'm buying this place from will fix these things before I move in, so I'm not paying out of pocket. Because I don't know if people know this, but once you get into a home, you can't rely on a complex to come fix something if your fucking dishwasher breaks or if this garbage disposal goes out. So that's a fraction of something. I'm building up to something bigger when it comes to all this, but then not too long ago I had the car accident.
Yes.
Someone hit my fucking car when we were about to record and wasn't even in the goddamn house. Someone under the influence that was too fucking high or drunk to be able to function, and somehow I lost everything. I lose a $30,000 car, gets taken away from me because they want to total loss it, and somehow the insurance company gets to keep the whole check. So I'm getting $350 out of pocket, and they're taking $25,000 because they said they did me the favor of paying off my car when I didn't want it paid off. My car wasn't damaged past repair. It was damaged past their ability to try and fix it. So that fucked everything over. I'm like, okay, fine. No big deal. The things with work and what's happening around, this is me being I tend to use my mental aspect of I play chess in my head. I'm multiple moves ahead. The equivalent of comparing a king to a queen. Kings take a long time to gain what they need because they move piece by piece, one at a time,
one space at a
where
time.
the fucking queen can just
Anywhere.
bolt all the way across the damn thing. This isn't to be sexist or anything like that, but it comes to an aspect of that. If females have the ability to be very, very attractive and they decide one day they just don't want to fucking work, they have methods to be able to go and get attention in different directions. The equivalent, like you said, if someone's twerking on fucking TikTok, you want to see a girl twerking on TikTok and give her money, you want to see a guy twerking on TikTok and give her money. You have, this is just me coming in as a male, and this is something that you were mentioning before too. The equivalent of being a male having to feel like you always need to work harder in order to get something out of it because you're not getting any relief or refund from it. Right. Grinding with the position that I have now, I had to go through something called Safariland training, and the Safariland training was fucking rough. It was exhausting. We are a correcting program to combat the new wave of crime that's happening.
I need them not to make it sound fun.
No.
Safariland?
No, it's not. It's not. It's called Monadnock. It's the form of training that SWAT and military and law enforcement use to detain a suspect. So rather than basic grappling, which is what we teach most officers to do, if you're an officer and you're in a casino and you grab somebody, you can't just punch somebody in the fucking face if they're not resisting. You're not caught. You're not able to do that shit. It's excessive force. But what's happening is these officers are grabbing. Why is it justifiable that if I go to grab somebody and they can punch me in the face and I can't return any form?
You have to make a report.
I have to hope that after getting punched 4 or 5 times that I can
they'll be done.
Muscle them down to the ground and they're done. And then if I lose that grip, that grappling fight, they can beat me up. So what's happening, because crime is getting so much worse, the casinos have to adapt. Our training aspect of us hiring all these people, we went through 900 officers from January till now for this year, and 60% of them have already either quit or gotten fired. Because they go through this academy, they get to property, and they realize that crime has gotten so worse. These are people that didn't want to get a job of security to begin with. They're going in there because they need a job.
Security has high turnover.
And now they're like, oh, fuck. But it was never this high.
Really?
I was working at my previous property for 6 years, and I worked with the same guys for a very long time.
Fair.
The minute the pandemic wiped everything out, and they got rid of all the OGs.
Yes.
When the OGs were offered a job back, they're like, I want to come back. You
Right.
fucking fired me, and I was with the company for like 10, 15 years.
Right.
So they're like, oh, we'll just hire your replacement. So you know what they get? They get the fucking D-listers. Rather than like if I were to compare it to One Punch Man, you have the A-list heroes, or My Hero Academia, it's the A-list heroes that they can fuck everything up on the drop of a hat, and then you get the D-listers, the one that got to clear out the
bottom
area.
of the bottom of the barrel.
Yes, so you're getting the bottom of barrel officers that can't mentally and physically be able to handle situations, and crime has gotten worse. So what the company wants to do is try to give them the ability to try and be more secure, turn them from basic grunts to Master Chief.
Sounds great.
It sounds great, and it's like I said, I was showing you videos and stuff like that and clips. We're doing striking training, we're doing baton training, OC.
That takes a special type of person.
And that's what they're trying to do. They want to weaponize officers to become, you know, like I said, Master Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like they want them to be the Doomslayer. Like they want to arm them more. But then, like I said, you give an officer a baton, it takes that one time where an officer's telling someone to leave. They don't leave, and then they crack them on top of the fucking head. And then it just rips everything apart.
In a no-no zone.
There needs to be... The training aspect is like they're trying to put a Band-Aid on... They're trying to put a Band-Aid on a wound that needs open surgery.
Yes.
Like it's gushing. This company and at least the city is hemorrhaging blood trying to fucking fight this mass exodus of, I apologize for anybody that's coming from California. A lot of garbage people came from California. A lot.
Yeah.
And this is coming from me working in an area where every single time there's a trespass, it's a statistic at that point.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, you're just profiling, you're trying to be racist. It's like, no.
It's
arrest
what
somebody,
you see.
look
Right.
at their ID, California license.
Every time.
It's
out
very
of state.
rare. It's out of state, but it's
Right.
not a basic. We get in these casinos people from all over the country.
Right.
Why is it that if it's out of state, why is people from Utah not committing crimes? Why are people from Texas not committing crimes?
It's a
Why are people
lesser,
not-
it's to a lesser
You
degree.
get a 1 to 2% opposed to people that are coming from California. It's
Right.
like 10 to 15 people.
Yeah,
all committing
yeah,
crimes.
yeah.
Be it BMA, black male adult, BFA, WFA. It all turns into the same aspect.
Yes.
It's different out there because security guards are more of a thing there than security officers. We have laws that give us the right as private citizens to arrest someone for committing a misdemeanor.
Right.
You do that out in California, there is no misdemeanor crime. You can go rob a store, and as long as it's under the... Did you know that, right?
It has to be under like $10,000 or something?
No, that's way too high.
Oh,
It's under 900.
Under 9. Oh, it might be
$900.
1,000. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
that's
close to 1,000
Yeah.
or $650. So if I go to Best Buy and I grab a TV and it's $649,
Yeah.
they cannot legally press charges on me to walk out that
because
store.
it's a petty crime.
Yes, it becomes a petty crime,
Yeah.
and they won't even charge for the crime.
Yeah.
Cops won't even roll for that.
Yeah.
You do that here, you're getting fucking arrested.
To an extent, yes.
No, you are. You're getting arrested.
Well,
You can't
because
walk
when
out.
I worked at Town Square,
Town Square.
Square?
Town Square. You were at Town
on
Square.
the South Coast, right? Or the South Side?
Yeah, that's Town Square.
Town Square.
Town Center is Sahara and like where the village.
Okay, then
is.
Town Square.
Yeah.
When I was working there, I had to do H&M. I worked with their undercover officers. They actually had 1 or 2 undercovers that would just patrol the store. And yes, you're absolutely correct. If the person stole below a certain amount, the only thing you could do is trespass them from the store.
So this is the thing, is that you're able to physically trespass them, but you could still contact Metro for here
Yes.
to ask
If you
for,
wanted to press charges,
if you wanted to press charges,
you could do.
what
yes.
California is doing is they're not even allow you to press charges.
What?
Your shit's just getting robbed. You're walking in, they're breaking the fucking glass, taking that shit out and walking out, and they're like, "Oh, well, what was the what was the estimated amount?
Right.
Oh, it's this. Okay, well, I want to press charges. Oh, well, you can't because it didn't reach this amount.
Wow.
Crime is at such a
That's
different level.
whack.
That's what's making it a whole lot harder. So to sum up,
Yes.
this clusterfuck is that we're getting a blending of a higher resolution amount of crime.
Yes.
For a town that is trying to recover from a pandemic.
We're turning into what's Batman's city?
Gotham.
Gotham, that's what it feels like. We're
Yeah,
turning
we,
into Gotham.
we were Metropolis.
Yeah.
And now it's transitioning into Gotham. And now it's like, okay, well,
We're
we
just
need the
waiting for
Justice
the
League.
Joker.
It's just, I was thinking about it today. It was like right before you came in.
Mm-hmm.
It's the consistency of having to keep swinging with the punches. It's like,
Yes.
like I said, I had a lot hit me today between finding out the inspection with the house didn't go so well, finding out the insurance company wanted to take the fucking car
Right.
and take everything out of that, and me not getting anything. Going through all that training last week and then not being able to implement it in the new system because
Right.
I had to teach classes today that had nothing to do with anything. No interest in whatsoever what this was. Like how to make a fucking proper bowl of cereal. Do you put a little milk or a lot of milk? You know, if you want the cereal to last longer, you should use a spoon. Do you have stomach pain from drinking whole milk? You should probably switch to almond milk. Wow. Let me explain to you through PowerPoints how that works. Yeah. It is fucking hot garbage.
Yes.
You cannot make that any interesting than it sounds.
Nope.
And all of that. Oh, and the last one.
Well,
the last one, the one that pushed me over the edge right before is to close off on the lease for this place.
Oh, yeah.
To close off on the lease for this place. These fucks call me while I'm at work and say, hey, how are you doing? Good. I'm in the middle of teaching. How can I help you? Oh, you know, we're from so-and-so. I was like, yes, I'm aware. You're the front office. We just want to know if you're going to renew your lease or not. And I was like, oh, no, but, you know, I have 30 days to put in my thing. They're like, oh, actually, it's 60. And I'm like, 60 from what? Oh, from the 11th. I was like, sir, it's the 21st. Yeah, you already passed that point. So because of that, we're going to have to fine you for that time gap. I was like, why would you tell me now? Why wouldn't you call me the time before?
Nope.
I didn't even know. And we got a thing in the mail to say that it expired on the 11th of September, but did not say anything about a 60-day notice. No 30, no 60, no nothing. Just this is when you have to have everything out by the 11th.
That's that fine print we don't read when you sign the contract.
That's what fucking, it's like, okay, I'm not going to remember because I moved in here two years ago.
Right.
So my roommate went down there. She went to stir shit, and she's like, dude, this is fucking stupid.
Yes.
We've been paying rent. You're really going to fucking charge us this X amount. And you know what the difference is from... What it's a 10-day difference from the 11th to the 21st? $500.
Yeah, you got prorated.
For 10 days, $500.
Yeah.
They prorated us $50 a day for like a late fee. And it just, at that point, you know, my roommate calls me and she's like, dude, this is bullshit. I tried to talk to them. They fucked us over. I was just so mentally done with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, if the next person tells me, you know, it'll be fine, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you'll work through it, just tackle one thing at a time. Fuck off. Stop. I just want to, you know that Doom, when the Doom music goes on in the background? Doom, 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 doom. I just want to, I just want to start rip and tear. The rip and tear aspect comes in. I'm sitting in the car just like
You're
waiting
just gonna
for
turn into Primal.
That's what I'm saying. I just want... It's that, why is it that as just not, this isn't based off a male or female, but as a male, why is it that you have to consistently show the incentive to want to be better?
Yeah.
Why do I have to take the high road every single time something bad happens?
Yeah.
Why can't I be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going to go do this. I'm not going to pay this. I don't want to do this. It's like the minute you backtrack off and take your foot off the gas for even a fucking second, you get overlapped with everything. I don't even feel like I'm gaining traction from all the work I'm putting in because I'm hustling.
Yeah.
I'm
are
grinding these hours. I'm doing this stupid fucking position to learn this training that we might not fucking use.
Right.
We're doing episode for the podcast. Check out our TikTok that we just made. We're making fucking shirts. That took fucking time.
It was awesome.
I had to learn how to fucking do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I'm still, I have all this shit dragging ass behind me. I feel like the minute you take your foot off the gas, not even pump the brake, but take your foot off the gas, everything just rolls on top of it. And then you're like, okay, now you're stuck in the shit and you'll never get out.
Right. And unfortunately, that's how it feels, but it can't last forever. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything else.
I will murder you if you tell me it's going to get better.
I'm not saying that.
I will murder you.
The sun's getting real low there, big guy.
I will murder you. I will rip and tear.
So everybody in the comments, send Lynn your prayers and wishes. It'll make him so happy. All right?
I need a win.
I'm sure.
Give me one thing.
Give it a few more episodes. He'll be changing his tune.
Give me one thing.
D's nuts?
That's it.
D's nuts? Nice.
Nice
cock.
I got the spoon and I went down and I smelt it. It was like a peach.
I don't know.
So I drank it.
He's stuck on a meme.
The meme guy. Please look this up.
What's his name?
Michael Rosen. I was dying last night because they put him in a little thing. Sorry, this is a side note to go off. I only got like 50 seconds left to run into this, but the meme guy where they show like they show clips of like all the Resident Evil games and they implement him saying good things about certain ones, but when you know it was a hot garbage game, he'll say comments. He goes, so I was eating this and then I threw everything up. It was not good. And it was doing like the Halloween movies and the Saw movies. Just look him up. Michael Rosen, meme reactions, fucking hilarious. I'm done.
And that's how we do. All right, on to the next one.
Bye. Man, that's a long time. Can Can we shorten? Okay, let's go. Fine, let's go.
Buffer.
I'm starving.
Buffer.
Let's go.
Buffer.
Bruce Buffer.
But what?
Bruce Buffer.
Bruce Jenner?
You know who Bruce Buffer is?
Do you know who Bruce Jenner is?
You know who Bruce Buffer is?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Like it's ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble.
guy?
That's Bruce Buffer.
He's pretty much famous off of his voice,
Yes.
just for saying that.
Well, it's him
online.
and his. No, Bruce Buffer is the UFC guy that says it's time.
Oh, that guy.
His
Okay.
brother
Because
is
that's boxing, isn't it?
is the boxing.
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Yeah, his brother is the older one that is boxing. But I
I
think his
remember-
name's Michael Buffer.
I remember watching a thing. I think he said at one point he was getting paid like 1.5
So
mil or something.
Yeah, so
just to say
Michael
that.
Buffer does the Let's Get Ready to Rumble for boxing. Bruce Buffer is the guy that does the UFC ones.
Yes.
So they're brothers, and their vocal cords are insured for like
Yes.
over like
a few
$1
million dollars. Yes.
because they use their vocal cords to scream
Yes.
for everything, which is I think is pretty. Dope.
It's pretty nuts.
All right, hit the topic. What are we doing?
Pretty much.
What are we doing? What are we talking about? What's that thing?
Something I just wanted to touch on really quick because Lynn had brought up a good point that in Vegas we've been kind of reaching some high temperatures.
Dude, oh my God!
it's a little warm.
Today, and I wasn't even outside for a portion of it. We were in a classroom. The AC is set at 74, but there's windows surrounding this
Yeah,
room.
oh, that's all
We're
bad.
teaching essentials, so we're doing the bullshit. Like, not the bullshit. I apologize for that, but that the first week of this course is all. It kind of desensitizes, and I feel like there's a purpose behind it. You come in as a new person. To security. You've never done this shit before.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than putting you out in the field and letting you experience death and prostitution and all
Yeah.
that bullshit, this course explains it
ease
to
you in.
Eases you in.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you, like, so one of the topics you covered today is human trafficking. They don't know human trafficking. I didn't know human trafficking was a thing until I fucking started working security. Didn't know what it was. How prostitution works, how trick rolls work, how CPR simulations work, how you can come across a DB, a dead body. And doing this, I'm sweating as I'm teaching. And I'm like, why the fuck am I sweating? Everybody in there's hot. Like, can you turn on the AC? He was like, no. Well, the building locks it down at 74 degrees.
Yeah.
You can't adjust it.
Yeah.
You put your hand next to where the window is, and
It's
so
just
hot.
radiating heat.
So
yes.
we took a break. I go step outside and walk around the corner, and I could literally compare the heat today to if you were to open up the oven and just keep that door open with your face in
Yes.
front of it.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I go to look at my phone; it's 112.
Yeah. Now, Lynn thinks it hasn't been hotter than that.
It hasn't.
It has.
Not here.
We hit 115.
That is a lie.
I don't.
You're a liar.
I want to say it was in the last 5 years.
You're a
We
liar.
hit. I looked
Lies.
it up.
I will look it up right
But
now.
one of the reasons I wanted to talk about that was
Jacques.
We've
I
been
made you
talking
forget.
about global warming and everybody's switching over to electric vehicles and things like that. And so I just wanted to bring up some talking points that have been coming up, especially with summer going on now across the U.S. and everything like that.
So it said the last time
Yes.
the hottest it's ever been in Vegas.
Yes.
118.
Yep.
1931.
Okay. And then after that, because I guarantee it wasn't today. It wasn't today.
Okay.
Yeah.
115 the last time was in 2018.
Boom.
Okay.
Big brain, wrinkly.
Damn it,
I pay
117 in
attention.
2007.
I told you.
And
Because
then September 2020 it was 114.
I remember Death Valley hit like almost 130 degrees.
Oh yeah, no, Death Valley.
I remember that. That's
Have you
how.
been out to Death Valley before?
Hell no.
So I went
It's
one
called Death
time
Valley.
last year, and you can just tell the differences because you're going in a vicinity. Like, I don't even know how to explain this. And obviously this is just me more or less talking out my ass. When I had to do the bike academy a couple weeks ago, one of the people that I was working with, she was going in as a bike officer, but me and the other guy had already gone through this academy.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to kind of expose her to, okay, this is how it's going to be outside. Because obviously, when was the last time you rode a fucking bike? So we took her. We were over on Sunset and Las Vegas Boulevard, almost near Paradise.
Ew.
So there's all the Konami and then the business shelter
Yes.
buildings around. On the back side of that, it's the desert that links after McCarran.
Mm-hmm.
So riding in between the buildings sounds fine, but the minute you just ride out in open desert,
Yes.
the temperature just drastically
Yes.
adjusts because obviously the sun is reflecting off of the rocks, the heat and
Yes.
stuff.
Yep.
Death Valley, it's just all
It's
cooked
all
red sun.
exposed.
Yes.
You're exposed the whole
all
way.
the rocks have been baked to a crisp, so
I'm
they're solid red.
good. I'm good because there's trails out there. And
There
I've
is.
heard people talk about it. And I was like, oh, Death Valley, you can't be
You
that
could
bad.
you could
No,
do it
bro.
if you do it in the later time. It's something I feel like we could, for your future episode,
Yeah,
when we need
later
to get
on.
some B-roll.
Yeah.
It's very pretty because it's like, remember when you go to Calico, how Calico Trails
Yeah.
up at Red Rock,
Yeah.
and how the rock's just fucking solid red, like it's red.
Yeah.
That's what Death Valley is.
Oh.
Everything is just it's not dirt you're picking up, it's actual sand.
Okay.
So you're walking around and it kind of gives a cool spot. If you're out there in like December and it's cooler, it won't be that
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, we'll go when it's cooler.
Yes, cooler.
Yeah, it's cooler. But I just wanted to bring that up because some talking points happen with people talking about global warming and blah, blah, blah. And so people are like, if we switch to electric vehicles, that'll get rid of us burning fossil fuels, save the environment, ozone layer, yada yada, smog, and all that fun stuff. Well, come to find out, as they're running, especially in Cali, they're running these numbers, and they're saying to some extent it will cost you or run you 2 times as much power to charge your car from empty to full than it would be to run all of the appliances in your house for a whole day.
But
now,
go ahead.
There's a caveat.
Yes.
There's always a caveat. That wouldn't be every single household. That wouldn't be everybody. However, just that being a potentiality, not to mention the absolute strain it's going to put on the power grid. But that's not what I wanted to cover. I think it's funny because everybody wants to switch to electric because they're like natural environment going green.
Okay.
Yes, go.
It's not the fact that people don't give a fuck about the environment. Unfortunately, global warming is a serious thing, and you get people that it becomes a politic where it's like, okay, you get the left that say global warming does exist, and you get the right that says global warming is fake news. It doesn't count. So you'll get a lot of people. I even heard Joe Rogan saying about this, saying if he has a conversation with someone says they don't believe in global warming, he automatically assumes, oh, so this person is a right is a right wing.
They're like, oh, you're a Trumper.
Yes, the equivalent of saying a flat earther to or whatever.
Yeah.
People don't care enough to fix global warming. What it is, the reason why electric cars are becoming such a fad is no different. This is coming from someone I own a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's the amount of fuel you have to spend money on.
Yes.
If I can power my car for free, opposed to paying for the gas,
Free-ish.
I'm like the equivalent of like how many miles to the gallon does your car get? For yours?
I think like 25.
So 25 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
So you get a full
that.
tank of gas. How long does that last you?
I work from home. That'll last me almost 2 weeks.
Okay, so
Yeah,
if
If I'm going back and forth, a full tank gas will last me about a week.
about a week, right? So full tanking, and how much is that gas? Because your car is roughly the same size as mine.
Yeah.
So-
from 0 to E, or from E to full, it would run me now about almost $90, I'd imagine.
There's no fucking way.
Almost, yeah.
No.
Bro, back when gas
No.
prices were $3 and some change, it cost me $75 to fill up
how
my tank
big's-
from E.
Well, how big's your gas?
I don't know how big it is.
That's a.
It cost me $75. That's all I paid attention to.
No.
It cost me 75.
You're driving a 4-cylinder. Why would it cost you?
Because it has a
75?
big gas tank.
You have a big gas tank.
Your mom.
That makes no sense.
You make no sense. But what I was saying is
Anyways.
the everyone, that's their talking point with electric cars is going green, saving the environment.
They're
but
saying
what people don't understand is the current power grid is running off of coal. Coal is one of the dirtiest burning fuels on Earth. So
You're saying just California in general? 'Cause
well,
that's-
no, in general, like the whole, like the grid of the U.S. continent.
That's not true.
Not solely, but what I'm saying, because we have hydroelectric power, we have the windmills, but what I'm saying, our sole producer of power is coal. Dude,
more or
look
less
it up.
not-
It's coal.
I'm telling you, there's no way because
It
Nevada
is.
uses solar panels for everything.
No, bro, solar panels don't cut it, homie.
They do.
They do for your individual household. We're talking about upwards of 5 million
So
people.
this is one thing that I'll add is
Yes.
that so on top of Mandalay Bay, on
Yes.
top of their South Convention Center,
Yes.
when you're in the casino and you look over the convention center,
Yes.
that entire convention center
Yes.
it's covered with solar panels.
Yes, but those solar panels aren't powering the entire building.
It's not that those solar panels, and
Yes.
this is from working there.
Yes.
They cover 5 properties.
Yes.
From one building.
Okay, so they're literally feeding power.
They're feeding power. So the reason why Mandalay Bay gets
So
its
it's not
own-
pulling from the power grid at all.
No,
That's
no.
not possible.
It's feeding
That's
power.
not possible,
I'm
bro.
telling you it
Then
is.
why would they be connected to the grid if they're off grid by using solar panels?
What do you mean off grid?
That would make you off grid using solar panels.
And it's not just you're taking it as if it's
I'm saying they're
just
using both.
Yes, so it's combining.
Yeah,
both,
they're using both.
meaning it can't just be coal.
Right. No,
so
no,
it's the
yes.
concept of the solar panels and coal.
But yes, but
like
what
my
I'm saying
hybrid
is, does
uses
every
gas.
house in Vegas have solar panels?
So
does
what-
your apartments have solar panels?
What they will use instead, the equivalent, like how the hybrid would be, you would take a little bit of power from the charging box for not a hybrid for a electric powered car.
Yes.
The other half of the power will come from a solar panel charger. One thing
Yes.
that they're trying
but
to do
that's separate. That's
no,
separate.
it's gonna come in a set.
Yeah, it's going to come. But right now, if you were to get a Tesla, so say you had a house and you got a Tesla, they
Right.
would hook up the box. You have to get the solar panel. They're not going to give it to you.
So
So that's extra.
what Elon Musk is putting is that they're going to start adding to
Right.
that. Meaning, and there's not going to be any additional charge.
Right.
He has no gain to make money off of it because he wants to change.
Yes,
everything.
but what I'm saying right now, our current power grid, the majority of our power comes from coal. It's hard to believe, and it sucks, but it comes from coal. I promise you. If you look it up, do the research.
I'm gonna agree to disagree.
That's fine. We can, and that's life.
That's the whole purpose in the conversations.
That's how we are.
Disagree.
But what I'm saying is the problem is people think that they're going green when they're actually not. So what I think is going to be interesting to see over the course of the next 5 to 10 years, because really we won't see any major.
Not in our lifetime.
Right.
More
well,
or less.
not with. I would say 5 to 10 years, maybe 20 at most. We'd be 50 by then. So it's going to happen. There will be a transition to electric cars. What I'm curious to see is how we will wean ourselves off of coal, off of crude oil, off of the fossil fuels.
That's going to be hard.
And I'm curious to see how we're going to transition.
When I was listening to a podcast, they were saying like what we would need to wait for in our time frame is that somebody built a machine that could suck the carbon monoxide out of the air, because carbon monoxide is what's causing all this global warming.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of burning fossil fuel, burning whatever.
Exactly. It's creating a greenhouse
effect. It's a greenhouse effect, exactly. So in time, we would need somebody that could create a machine that would be able to pull from that. Because even if we were to stop using forms of fossil fuel and coal, go fully electric around the world, there's still monoxide floating in the air.
We would have to find a way to filter the air, yes.
So stopping that use, filtering out the air, and then finding an alternative that doesn't require to use fossil fuel, aka solar, electric. What would be another
Some people have used hydro.
Well, then that also transitioned into the thing where people are saying, well, what about nuclear?
Right. And that's the thing. I don't want a nuclear engine.
But we kind of already... No, not in a car. No. That reminds me of... I know you've never played, but Fallout 4, you have these things. It's called the power suits.
Yeah, the power suits. Yeah.
It's a nuclear core.
And they use batteries as their core.
So what would happen is that if you ran out of your nuclear core and you're fighting people, it would give you the ability to pull the core out and throw it. And the core would just make a huge nuclear explosion.
That makes sense.
And you would see radiation stack on your
I was going to say,
suit.
then you die.
Yes, exactly. If you were out of the power suit and you threw it, you're fucked because you kill yourself.
Right.
If you're in the power suit and you throw it, it nukes the whole thing. But it is something that would be... I mean, we use Yucca Mountain for stuff, and that comes... We pull power from there.
Oh, trust me, that's all bad, dude. Because radioactive waste has a half-life of a few hundred to a few thousand years, and where do we put it? In the ground. That means the soil is soaking up radiation.
Yes.
The wildlife, the plant life, the flora and fauna.
Bring it.
They're soaking up radiation. So,
Bring it.
So when you see a bee that's 10 times its size and it's glowing green, it's like, what's up, bro?
I played, you know what, and Bethesda prepared me for this.
Okay, so
Fallout,
when you see a death claw.
Yeah, when I see a death claw and a radioactive mole rat and a giant bee attacking me, I'm like, pff, all I got to do is lock on to VATS and fucking shoot them from afar.
I got my
all you hear is and then time freezes and everybody looks around like, what's happening? Shot a wing, shot the head, and then it just showed. Oh god, I miss Fallout, man. That was one of my favorite games. But anyways, all right, let's wrap this up.
All right. So if you made it this far, thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
friend.
awesome, and we love your ears. If you haven't yet already, please like, share, subscribe.
Do that thing.
Leave a comment. If you haven't yet already, sign up for our Patreon. Go check it out. It's very cheap and affordable.
Yes,
we love
it
you.
is.
Check out our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, tickety TikTok. The money don't jiggle. It does other things.
It folds.
There you go.
Like
See, that guy knows.
wiggle.
He's
For
hip.
sure.
He's hip with the kids.
Want to
Check
see
us
you
out.
dribble. You know.
We love you. Project
Grabbing in my
Airwaves.
feet.
I'm
I really
D.
want to see it. Oh, this is Lynn.
Keep your head in the clouds.
Keep your feet on the ground. Always moving
We will
forward.
catch you guys in the next episode. We
Bye,
love you.
guys.
You did so good.
Did real good.